Order! Order! You are an incorrigible delinquent at times. Behave yourself, man!
Now, London is home to some of the world's super rich. But for too long, according to campaigners, the capital's been a haven for corrupt individuals from overseas who buy assets here to hide their illicit wealth. A bill being debated in the Lords today aims to clamp down on corrupt money coming into the UK. It's one of the handful of pieces of legislation being pushed through before the election. But does Parliament really have the political will to take on the oligarchs? Here's Emma Vardy.
They buy luxury London property and educate their children at our most prestigious private schools. Among the capital's wealthy elite are individuals who use the proceeds of criminal activities abroad to finance a lavish lifestyle here in Britain. New legislation aims to tackle that. It was inspired by a whistleblower from Russia. Lawyer Sergei Magnitsky alleged that a circle of Russian interior and tax ministry officials had conspired in a $230 million tax fraud scheme. He uncovered evidence which appeared to show state officials had enabled vast sums to be stolen from the public purse. But he was imprisoned and allegedly beaten to death. My lawyer, Sergei Magnitsky, had been tortured and murdered in a Russian jail. We've been trying to pursue justice for him for the last 7.5 years. $30 million allegedly from the Magnitsky case has now been traced to the UK. $41,000 was spent here at this couture wedding dress designer in Chelsea. £115,000 was paid to Harrods Estates, this luxury London property agent, and $20,000 in fees paid to this private school. Nobody's ever been prosecuted in Russia. They've all been allowed to keep their money. Many of them have been given state honours. Investigators say billions of pounds of assets in the UK are bought by foreign officials from corrupt regimes and even dictators. Bill Browder has campaigned to get governments around the world to take action. But it's a politically thorny issue. Imposing new sanctions here in Britain against rich Russian officials could have repercussions for the UK's relationship with Russia at the highest levels of the Putin regime. London has been a haven for bad guys from all over the world, for human rights violators and other kleptocrats. And the reason it is because there has not been any consequence to that. Nobody's lost their assets, nobody's been arrested, or very few accounts have been frozen. According to the National Crime Agency, as much as £100 billion of illicitly gained wealth is laundered through the UK each year. Under the current system, relatively few assets are seized. The Criminal Finances Bill will introduce unexplained wealth orders. When a person is suspected of being involved in serious crime or human rights abuses abroad, the High Court will be able to order them to explain the origin of assets that appear disproportionate to their income.
The order itself will be a very powerful investigatory tool for government. Depends on whether the government and the police in particular then use that. We've identified over 140 properties in London worth in excess of £4 billion between them that ought to be prime targets for the unexplained wealth order. But the Home Office's own impact assessment assumes that there'll be none of these orders in the first year it becomes law, and only on average 20 a year after that, recovering assets they value at just £6 million.
It's estimated the UK is only recovering a fraction of the corrupt wealth moving through its economy. So can London ever really stop being a place where rich individuals can live alternative lives and hide their past crimes?
I've been getting